And I believe we're now live on twitch.tv/Asuma. Let's get straight into reading these names. Cow910. Oh, I literally can't read it. It's gone off the screen. It's gone off the screen. Cow910 for 3 months. The Zone 1989. Subscribing with Amazon Prime. Camatello. Nate12997. Ekatef. E stands 14. Oh yeah, Ollie for 3 months. My Little Chaos Theory. Banana and Guerra. NTH Nup. Norlion. The White Wolves. Animo2640. Justin Paul. Dan Slays RS. Jagger061. Phantom Rivers. And Cabinets have all subscribed to Amazon Prime. And Captain Cause. And TTVR26. There we go, read all of them. Thank you ever so much for your tremendous support, people. It's been truly incredible. Sentry Gan has subscribed. Tier 2, thank you ever so much for your subscription. Just like the last stream, we were, you know, getting lots of sand. Now we're getting gravel. Gravel, gravel, gravel. That's what we're doing in this stream, peeps. We're getting all the gravel. Oh, and the water. Oh, jeez, the water. Oh, no. Luckily for us... Oh, there's a llama. There's lots of gravel for us to collect still. Burnix141. Keba Grob. Microplays FN. Remote DB. Dantalian Freaky. Thank you ever so much for your support, peeps. I appreciate it. Appreciate it ever so much. And, oh yeah, pre-stream music, that's it. Pre-stream music was Ocean Groove again. Listening to a lot of them today. If you liked what you heard, go check out Ocean Groove. They're currently like my favourite band. They're definitely my favourite thing I've discovered. Actually, I really, really like Grimes. My favourite discovery of this year so far is either them or Grimes. That is a hard decision right there. Have we got Phenomen in chat? Hey, Pheno. Oh, we have, because also Noise in the Ear. Bots007 is here with cheers and bits saying, much love, X, you always bring light in dark times. Thank you for the nice message and thank you for the cheers and bits, dude. Appreciate that. Tip ad subscribed. Jester2000 subscribed. Phenomen for 7 months. We got Sentry Gan gifting a sub to Mines2006. Thank you for doing that. We got Security Moose 15 and Boonk Booty. Boonk Booty is subscribed. Thank you, Boonk. Appreciate it. Got to clear the throat there. I feel like today I'm really like getting over being slightly under the weather for a while. Yeah, feeling so much more energetic. Not that I felt like I'd lost my energy. It was just, it's weird how that works. You can be a bit under the weather and feel quite normal. And then when you get your energy back, it's like, whoa, there's the difference. Anyway, yeah, just feeling like a good measure better than yesterday. Right, let's go pop into this bed. You know? We got Matt Rose, subscribing to Amazon Prime. Tommy Two Toes is here for 7 months saying, hey, just wanted to say how much I enjoy the videos and streams. They keep me entertained throughout this period. And we also got Sergeant Hope subscribing. Yeah, I hope you're all enjoying the videos and streams. I'm making like a real effort to keep them going at the moment. Like, it was Impulse who said it. Like, I think I talked about this yesterday in a live stream. We had a meeting, and Impulse, or you know, the Hermits were kind of just talking about how in these times, like we're doing our thing by providing entertainment. Seems really weird, you know. In these times, I'm playing Minecraft, but yeah, like, and you know, I could take a different approach to doing content at the moment if I wanted to. You know, maybe start to slow it down a little bit, do the episodes differently. But no, I'm gonna keep it going at this pace for a while. You know, until further notice, I guess. So, you know, you should be getting lots of streams and videos out of me for the foreseeable future. Coronavirus, says Big Boy, in capital letters in chat. Yeah, I don't know, you know, don't know what you quite meant by that, but yeah, that's the thing that's happening, right? Hey X, will you join XP's build competition? I'd love to see what you'd build. I would like to, and I'm hoping to find the time, but as I literally just said a moment ago, I'm putting a lot of time and effort into videos and streams. And, you know, maybe if I didn't stream today, I could have gone over there and participated. I'll have to see. I've got a feeling it won't quite work out. But it's something I would like to do. Is this like one of those underground ones that's sort of part of the surface bit? It kind of feels like it. You get those from time to time. Look at that. See, it's all under the dirt. Bam. Right, there we go. See, I know all about my gravel patch formations because I've mined so much from caves and from areas like this. Jeez, I'm an expert now. I'm an expert in the gravel. Look, I can't even keep up. I'm behind on the noises in the ear again. My goodness me. Oh. Iskal has 1 million subs, says Justy. Yeah, Iskal made it to 1 million. Incredible to see him grow. When he joined Hermitcraft, he definitely would have had several thousand, but I don't know how many actually. Can't remember, but yeah, he's come a long way. It's been amazing to see, and so many of the other hermits as well. And let's scroll down then and try and catch up again. Jeez Louise, we got Echo Ace gifting subs. Thank you so much for supporting our community, dude. Very kind of you to do that. Matches 33, Pocket Penguin, Yoeb, Raptor, Critical Lops, and Staring Stars. You've all been gifted subs. Thank you very much for that. Nexus Spacey 57 with a Prime subscription. Echo Ace with cheers and bits, saying finally caught a stream again. I'm glad you're feeling better. Thanks, dude. Yeah, definitely. I was never feeling too bad throughout it all. I just had trouble with my voice. But yeah, yesterday it was kind of clear that I was getting over it, and today that is even more abundantly clear. If I'm not over it entirely yet, I feel like my energy's really come back. And I didn't have like the best of sleep. I have a thing with sleep, right? If I have to go somewhere or do something in the morning that's time sensitive, if I wake up during the night, I am not going back to sleep. My brain just fixates on it. As much as I try not to, it's very difficult to like fall back to sleep. And I had that today because I had to go shopping first thing in the morning for other people and for myself. And I knew that the new shopping restrictions had come in, so it was going to be interesting. I was actually there for an hour and a half. Usually I'm like in and out of the shops in 20 minutes. You had to queue and you had to, all be spaced out, and I don't think we're doing enough. Like, my experience at the shop was it kind of felt like they're trying to make this work, but not really. You're in there for a little while and you're next to people constantly. So yeah, they kind of make you queue and try and keep you spaced out, but it's not really working. Some people clearly don't care much for the rules either. Like, there's all these arrows on the floor telling you where to go, and people just go in the other direction. So, we're trying to tighten the restrictions on the lockdown, and I don't think the companies are doing too much to enforce it. They're sort of doing the bare minimum. But anyway, so yeah, so I get like this thing where if I have to be up early, if I wake up, I will fixate on that time. And I never set an alarm clock. I don't know why. I should try that. Set an alarm clock, then you don't have to worry about it. If you wake up, well, you won't wake up late, the alarm clock will wake you up, right? It's a worry thing. I don't want to wake up too late. Long live Clod, says Trash Bags. Yeah, I was thinking about Clod. I'm glad you brought Clod up, actually, because, when we accidentally mined some dirt over here, I'm pretty sure 5 of them are complete rejects. Get out of here, dirt blocks. Trying to impersonate Clod the Second. What are they playing at? Don't they know? Don't they know about Clod? Okay, Clod, the one and only. Oh, actually the second. Definitely, literally the definition of not being the one and only. You're the second Clod. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to run out. This area's been pretty tapped of all its gravel, I think. Right, we got Legor455 with cheers and bits. Thank you so much, dude. El Timbo is here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Ollie95XZ for 46 months. Thank you ever so much, my dude. Appreciate that continued support. Where's the next lot of gravel going to come from? Well, maybe here. That's it. That's all the gravel. Surely not. Wait, there's some more. Right, so unless there's like another patch nearby, that's kind of it. That looks rather gravelly to me just over there. We should bring our things with us, because otherwise I'm going to be trekking back here wondering where they were. We got Tomcat Collins for 14 months. Glad to hear you're feeling better where you were. Yeah, and you hope the stuff with the pandemic passes by soon. Peeps, you know, I've been informed through trying to be informed, you know, looking at I always like to try and express where the information I get comes from. I've been thinking about this a fair bit with especially with talk of people like looking at what's going on conspiratorially. I'm thinking like you're probably not exposed to the same sorts of information to me. So I really like science and education channels on YouTube, edutainment. And there are lots of these really great channels like ASAP Science and whatnot, putting out information explaining what scientists are discussing. And they're not sort of going like, here's the deal. It's more like, here's all the information we have. Here's how people are thinking about it. And from that kind of sphere of influence, it seems to me like this thing isn't going to be over quickly. It's going to take quite a long time to get through this. I don't think things are going to stay entirely the same in lockdown forever, you know, but it's going to take a long time to get through this thing together. We've got to be in it for the long run together, you know. Kurt Skagart, Cactus Sap points out, yeah, that's another great channel, one of the ones I watch. Oh yeah, Ollie says, hey X, have you heard of these people that actually believe the coronavirus is some sort of cover-up of the 5G launch? I haven't heard of that, but what I have heard about is agents of disinformation on the internet. Supposedly, you know, some governments play naughty and they go out there and they try and create wacky theories like that. Keep that in mind as well. When you hear a really wacky theory and conspiracy theory or whatever, just think that, hey, like, that in itself might be deliberately wacky for a reason, right? Like, people try to take advantage of these opportunities. We talked yesterday about how... Well, did we talk about it? I can't remember if we did. The World Health Organization's website and email addresses can be spoofed because they're not properly protected. And scammers have been using emails from the World Health Organization domain to get people to send money to them, right? So people will take advantage of this, and if you believe that out there in the world that some governments or whatnot have, you know, like they want to play naughty, I don't know how to describe it really, but you know, they want to spread disinformation and disable other regions and communities. Like, ideas like that are the sorts that might not actually be grounded in people's genuine beliefs, but the appearance of them online. So always keep the good ideas in mind, right? Don't worry too much about the crazy stuff. All right. Every time you hear something crazy, go and arm yourself with a fact. You know, learn something. Did Clod die? What? Where did Clod go? What? Oh, I just... Clod!
Asuma, you have killed me again. You are a complete and utter dud.
Oh jeez, I killed Clod! I completely forgot about having that on the hotbar. It just... You know, Clod the Second lasted even less than Clod the First. Well, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait until Monday for Clod the Third. Hello, Piggy. Jeez, this is what happened when you waffle. You don't pay attention, you know. What do we get up to? Spidey Wren is here for 36 months. We got Plebo Plays subscribing as well. Thank you ever so much. This is prime tea drinking time at the moment, I must point out. And let's chuck that down and throw this in here. Okay. Don't ever give this person an actual pet, says Nittany. Jeez, have some faith. That Pixel Crown is here with a donation saying, X, I have to write an essay for my history lesson about the Warsaw Uprising. But of course, I'm here watching you. Ah, yes, the obviously better option. I'm loving Season 7 so far. I don't know much about the Warsaw Uprising, but dude, I happen to love history. And Warsaw has some incredible, for terrible reasons, some incredible history. I was going to say, there is a song by Sabaton about the Polish fighting in World War II, and the people that fought to defend Poland often get overlooked because of how crushed between two other countries they were. That usually becomes the narrative, and this band Sabaton wrote a song about the people who fought to defend Poland, and I remember watching a really cool video about it over on their history channel. But yeah, like, I love history. I think learning about the past is amazing. It gives you like a bigger picture of what goes on in the world, you know. And I think that's important. It's good to be in the know. Good to be educated on those things. Right, where were we? SPTN125 is here for 3 months saying scam train hype. Jeez. Ashes of the Past has subscribed. JUCU. Ina Ricards. Kupatrick STTV. Dark Dagger 2007. Good guys. Hachipu. That Kid Eric for 4 months. Dot Danky. Cola U. Yuck Yuck Productions. Rev Plays. Jack's Knife 21. Spy Pepper. And we got gifted subs from Sergeant Hope. Gifting subs to some random letters. Some random letters. Zach Oldfield, someone uninteresting. Muckus Free Q and Barandal. Thank you ever so much for supporting the community, dude. Appreciate it ever so much. We also got Ekef gifting a sub to that Pixel Crown. Appreciate that. Soft Dragon 20, Noddy 6879, King Ferern, Binker 77 for 5 months, Snapence for 2 months, and Polybear YT subscribing with Amazon Prime. Thank you so much. We also got cheers and bits from Freya Ebar saying, "Hey X, my son and I love watching your videos and live streams. You're our favourite hermit, and you're keeping my son and myself occupied during the lockdown." Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. I said it before, like, I always love it when people say like they're watching as a family. I always think wonderful. And thank you so much for the cheers and bits. Appreciate it. We also have a noise in the ear from 2 Huda Killer for 3 months. Thank you ever so much. J-Bus Betis is here with a donation saying, "Have you heard of Daughters? Their 2018 album was my favourite metal album of the year." I listened to the one with the white sort of face-looking shape. Like a swirl of white paint that kind of looked like her face. And it's got some real cool kind of Swans vibes on it, and what would you call it, like, oh, just those crazy, gloomy, intense atmospheres. Like, I really like that record. I don't know if that's the same one. I say I really like it. I really liked parts of it. I can't remember what I wrote about it on my music blog though. My impression of it as of this point of time is just, it's a record where if it comes on my phone on shuffle, I'll probably enjoy the song that comes on, but I wouldn't like pull it out and listen to it in the whole again, you know. Yeah, as someone who talks a lot and, you know, does live streams and has to say stuff, I'm all too aware of how, like, when you recall something, you know, it's different every time you recall it. I can go back and listen to me say something about a record or whatever, and then today I might just say something entirely different about it. It's weird. It's like memory isn't like words written in the book. They don't stay the same. Every time you access a memory, you're like rewriting it into your mind, and so your emotions on the day can really influence that. If you're feeling particularly nostalgic, you might be like describing something from back in the day as being magical and wonderful. If you're not feeling nostalgic, you might just be like, oh, that was alright, that was fun. And it can sound totally different, you know. Memory is a VHS tape. Yeah, it gets gets kind of faded with time, right? Although I don't think it works quite like that. I've spent a lot of time listening to people who talk about things like this, podcasts, books, audiobooks, and I think the deal is that they say that it's actually ones that you remember a lot that become easier to remember, more vivid, but you still rewrite them. So if you have some like treasured memories, you probably kind of consider them to be very accurate, whereas actually they're more likely to be less accurate because of how you rewrite them. You're like rewriting in your head and like laying down the wiring of your mind to remember that one memory really vividly. But it's not that like you remember it crystal clear, it's just the emotional attachment and the frequency of accessing it. What are your thoughts on the GPS tracking of COVID patients? I heard that South Korea succeeded with fast tracking method, whereas some experts are saying, and I didn't quite read the last of that, but it had something to do with privacy. In extreme times, it's easy to be persuaded towards extreme measures. Like if this were a proper debate about privacy and tracking people, I would like to hear from like a lot of people about that. I wouldn't be quick to make a decision, that's for sure. But I did hear that in the States they tracked lots of people who were at spring break and found that lots of people at Mardi Gras and at spring break quite quickly went to hospitals through GPS tracking using their phone records. I don't really know the source of that information, I've just heard it said. Like, who did that? Who did that tracking? Like, did the phone companies do it, or did someone just make up a story? I don't know, but it's a thing that's out there. Okay, it probably needs to be verified, but very interesting if it's true, for sure. But also makes complete sense. If you're indoors, if you're isolating, you're not likely to catch it because you're not interacting with other people, right? If you're at a party, well, geez, what do you expect to happen? Right, where are we with these noises? I'm so far behind. My goodness me. My goodness me. Dragon Level subscribed to Amazon Prime. Hi there, 89760 has subscribed. Thank you so much for your subscription. We got Freya Airbar for 2 months saying, hey Asuma. Thank you ever so much again for those cheers and bits as well. We got Disturbed Puppy saying, cheers and bits saying, disappointed you didn't name your shovel B Exuma. That is a great name. I'm going to keep it as B Digger. Oh, that is really good, isn't it? I could quite easily rename all my shovels. B Exuma. That's a really good one. Exhume is to extract, isn't it? Or to fumigate or something like that. Like to push out. Okay. Let's grab our anvil. But also, we must grab our shovels. For the B Exhumer is here. Oh, do you know what? It's gonna look weird. Actually, I think it looks weird. No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it as B Digger for now. But I am open to other names. Let's put it like that. Okay. Also, why risk it? Why risk it like a biscuit? Put that in there. And we'll take these things with us as we exhume the land. Exhaust the land of its resources. I feel like that might have been full of gravel once. What's this over here? Do I have any other blocks on me? Like stone. Why did I not put that back in the ender chest? That is not how I normally do this. Right, let's go around the corner. Favourite biscuit? Oh, jeez. Chocolate digestive. Gotta be, right? It's got to be a chocolate digestive. I can't think of any other biscuit. I like those ones with like cream in the middle. I hardly ever have biscuits. Biscuits is just not a food I eat really, but man, are they nice. With a hot cup of tea, chocolate digestive. Oh, you're in heaven. Okay, where are we at? Master Logic here with a donation saying, hi X, loving the stream, hope you have a good day. I am having a great day. Thank you ever so much for your support. Appreciate it. We've also got George1912, Pale Oravan, Minimoo12 for 5 months saying I love all if you hermits. My YouTube feed is all Hermitcraft videos. I have recently, that's spelled with a C by the way, started a simpler project as yours. A modern society in sync with nature. Hope you are well and keep up the good work. Thank you so much, dude. I wish you the best with your project. It's a cool idea, right? To be synchronous with nature. Hattrick Hale has subscribed. Ponyhunter11876 is here for 10 months. We got IQ is better than Ella saying, hey, have you played the new Doom? Would love to see a playthrough on the second channel. Thank you so much for the cheers and bits, first of all. Yeah, I'll play it when I get my graphics card, is what I keep saying. I'm just going to be patient and wait. I think I'm going to just, you know... And also, like I said earlier, at the moment I'm putting, you know, all my time and effort into streams and videos for all of y'all. And I just look at other things like that as if they're going to take time away from it. So I want to keep the pace continuing in these times. As, you know, people need their entertainment, their distraction. And maybe when things calm down in the future, maybe that'll be the time to play, you know. There's also been Minecraft Dungeons. I played a little bit of that and really enjoyed it. And I'm hoping to do some streams when the proper thing comes out. I'd really like to play with someone else. I'm hoping I might be able to play with Biffa, but I'm not sure if that's going to work out or not. I kind of mentioned it to him. So I'd love to play basically with another hermit and do a kind of like live streamed casual dungeons thing, you know. That is a plan for additional content I want to do. Kiri Games, Tintabel472, Rick Runes, Rizus, all subscribing Vams and Prime. Zodiac Siren is here for 12 months saying, wow, full year. Being subbed to you actually helps me track of how long I've been streaming as well. Thank you for the inspiration. Here's to another year. Many great streams. Well, thank you ever so much for a year of support. I really do appreciate that, Zodiac, and I hope you're enjoying all your streaming. We got Jerkrat subscribing, Crepsley for 3 months, saying thanks for the good memories. Mac MC is here with cheers and bits, saying I've never heard of Izuku until today. Thanks for introducing me to this wonderful music. Dude, Izuku is the music I've been using in my videos for a long time. I've actually kind of switched just using the Minecraft soundtrack, like towards the end of Season 6 and all of Season 7 so far. But Izuku and a few other artists that I haven't really been using on stream as of late have been like in the repertoire of bands or, you know, artists that we listen to on the streams for a long time now. I'm glad you like them, glad you've discovered them. They got a Bandcamp. You can go over there and get all of their records. I actually have loads of codes still lying around for like a giveaway, but it was so long ago I've been meaning to like ask if I can still give them away. It'd be cool if we could organise that, get some records given away to people, you know. Right, ONTB12, or sorry 21. Thank you for your Prime subscription. We have a donation here from And Goose saying, hi Assumer, I'm a huge fan. You have no idea the impact your videos have on me. Your work ethic is inspiring, to say the least. And you never cease to brighten my day. Thank you ever so much for the lovely message, dude. I appreciate that. I appreciate hearing that. You know, I am aware to an extent. Like, I'm a person too. Remember, like if you have an emotional connection with like the content that I make and what I do, you know, I'm kind of aware of that because I have emotional connections with artists and video makers too, right? And I understand like kind of to some extent what that's like, and try to be responsible with that, you know. Let's get another shulker box out because we're filling this up. There we go. Yeah, thank you so much again. Feels good, man. That's like Sol Goodman. Feels good, man. Thank you for your subscription. Stoner is here with a donation saying appreciate all of your content and informative videos, my dude. Thank you so much. Appreciate you supporting the channel with a donation there. We've also got Ebegoius VII, or 7, could I say. Thank you ever so much for your subscription. Appreciate it. We have Alivoy here with a donation saying, I started watching Hermitcraft thanks to Mumbo Green, but now I discover lots of other hermits, and man, I needed that in this moment of isolation. I also started to play more seriously Minecraft, and watching all of you, I'm learning a lot. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, playing Minecraft seriously. That is an interesting thought right there. Minecraft is a game that can be played casually. It is a game that can be played seriously as well. You can get seriously into it, which is what we're going to do a little bit later on, actually. We're going to go to my base and start to flesh out the interiors of the tower. I've got the design in place and I've built a fair bit of it. And that first tower that we've built is coming to its conclusion. And then later on in the stream, we're going to start designing the iron tower. And I'm really not sure if I'm going to have much luck or not. It's a bit weird. I've had like this vision, and then where I've tried to design a couple of towers, it's not come together again. So I figured, let's go try and design a different tower first. So we're going to do the iron tower. Those are my plans for the stream, peeps. As well as wrecking all this gravel, you know. Absolutely wrecking it. Right, so we got Shadow Cadet 777. Thank you ever so much, Shadow Cadet. Appreciate it. By the way, we've got almost 7,000 viewers tuning in. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Be sure to hit the follow button. Estelian, we don't use 24 gigs of RAM at the moment. We're using 8 now. Because we've had some crashes that we thought were related to memory, but might not be. So we're playing on 8, and it's interesting. I haven't really thought about how that's impacting things, but we seem to be fine with 8 at the moment. And then if we need it, we'll probably go back up to, I don't know, 20 or whatever seems reasonable. But yeah, we've had issues a little bit, I guess. Nothing major. But, you know, with Minecraft servers, you always have issues. Because it's just not a very well optimized game, basically. That being said, you know, the devs have actually done some amazing stuff to optimize it over the years. But it's at its core, it's, you know, always going to be a thing that struggles with 10 people trying to play at the same time. "32 maybe," says Min Witty. Well, we had 40 originally, we tried 32, 24, but now we think that the problem might not actually be related to the memory, so we put it all the way down to 8. You know, the way it works is I think the game itself really doesn't ever need... It's like this, I talk about this all the time, right? I've got 2 gigs of memory allocated up there, and if you look at the percentage in the top right, you'll see that it doesn't even really get up to 50%. Before it gets cleared out. Actually, it goes over 50%. Let's watch it clear out. It's up to 60%. Jeez. There you go. So it uses 60% of the memory I've assigned to it. Now, if I assign 4 gigs, it's going to only use 30% of the memory. The problem is, the more RAM you assign to the game, the more it has to refresh and clear out that memory. So by assigning large quantities of memory to Minecraft, you actually decrease its performance. Most of the time, you're probably not going to even notice how, but you know, you're soaking up the resources and not even using it. I believe the same principle probably applies to the server, but it's like with Minecraft servers, there can be quite a lot of data going on inside of the game. It's not like one person's client, so I've always seen it done in that way, where you give the server tons of memory. But, you know, it's running, it feels the same as it did with 40 as it does with 8. So it could just be that, you know, even though we've given it 8, it's probably using about 2 gigabytes and not much more. Pretty sure it's a similar principle for both. Right, noises in the ear. Master Logic here with a donation saying, where's your favourite place to just go and relax? Interesting. Well, I relax when when I'm with my family, with parents, you know. On my days off, going out, that's relax time for me. That's the closest thing to relax time. But I'm not one to really relax unless it's like, when do I relax, you know? Like, I talk about it all the time. I'm always wanting to do and wanting to be productive and making the most of my time. I do make sure, you know, every day has a little bit of rest. You know, at the end of the day, watch a bit of telly, that kind of thing. But I'm not one to just chill and relax. Unless it's like a holiday, or I'm like on my day off with my family. So it's not like, yeah, it's not like I have like a particular place to go and relax, I guess. But I tell you what else. I tell you what else relaxes me, because although I might sound like I'm Mr. Hardworking and all that, like I do it with like keeping my head in the right space. If I'm trying to hard work and like my head really isn't in the right space, I know you have to step back from that and take care of your like mental health. So I usually, if I'm working hard and doing a lot, I'm in a good space. So I make sure I do that when I'm in a good space, right? And so there will be times when that doesn't quite work and I have to figure it out. And usually it's like, it's going for a walk or exercising that does it for me. That's like my way to relax. Because, you know, like going for a run might be hard or doing something tough, but then after your body just tends to reward you. Like that feeling, that post-exercise feeling, that's how I relax. That's when your body like tells you you're done good and it pumps you full of all the hormones. What is it called? Not hormones, but like I call it dopamine. So now I can't remember what the original thing is. Dopamine. You get all like your dopamine rush, right? That's kind of my way of relaxing. Like if I'm clearly stressed and like not being productive and it's not healthy, that's a sign it's time to exercise. Endorphins, that's it. What did I say? Dopamine? Endorphins is probably the one. God, there's so many words, you know, and they've got different meanings. You've got to try and remember them all. Oh, couldn't someone have written a manual for being a human being? Jeez. Right, let's go throw away Clod's babies. Even the hairy ones are the ones with grass. They're Clod's babies. Oh, Clod the Third is going to smite me. We've got a noise in the ear from Soft Dragon 20 saying, absolutely love watching your content. Keep it up. Thank you so much, dude. Mr. Classy is here with a Prime subscription, and Who's Horizon is here with a donation saying, how do you deal with the monotonous and seemingly endless digging and excavating in Minecraft? I'm deepening a lake that's quite large, and I'm experiencing burnout. I wonder if you have any tips to combat it. Yeah, break it up. Don't try and do it all in one go. You know, split up the grind with other activities. But also, like, prepare yourself for what you're doing. Like, when I come out here to grind like a bunch of gravel, it's kind of like chill time for me. I realize, hey, talking about relaxing, it's kind of like, this isn't like, if I'm going to go do a grindy task and it's like, this isn't going to require thinking about redstone, it's not going to require recording, planning an episode. Like, when all those things are out of the window, that's when it's like, right, it's time to listen to a record, like watch some YouTube videos, you know, put yourself in the right mode, and then you can take it on nice and easy. But I've certainly, like in the past when I've played and done grindy stuff, it's been about like, you know, oh, I've got this big thing that I want to build and I must do it, and then you end up like trying to work on it when you don't really want to, and it's never smart to play that way. By the way, have I like left a box behind? No, because I had 6. That's good. So we haven't left anything behind. Clearly we're going where someone else has actually been at the moment and just picking out the bits they didn't. They didn't get all of this up here, all this good stuff. Oh, bloody gravel. Pravi Pisky, I'm not gonna read your message out loud. But like, if you're gonna look at the world that way, then you'll find problems where there aren't. You know, why are most of the people over here in this country, why are you people in Britain British? You got a problem with other people? No, it's not quite how it works. Wish I could think of some perhaps wiser words to express what I'm trying to say a bit better. But yeah, it's maybe it relates to ideas like causality and causation and all of that. Like, I'm really not finding the right words in my head to explain that a little bit better. No, one thing that gets brought up a lot that I see is like, why aren't there more girls or women in Hermitcraft? And you know what? Having more women and girls here would be fine, wouldn't it? There's nothing wrong with that. But it's when it's applied that it's like we don't want them here. That's like the problem, right? Like, I'm for equality, but it's got to be equality of opportunity for me, not so much equality of outcome. And that can certainly be debated. Every time I hear that being talked about, I'm open to changing my mind and trying to understand it. But for most of what I've heard, I believe in quality of opportunity. So if we're discussing someone joining Hermitcraft, and we have discussed that many times, never does their gender come up. It's never about, like, gender is not a problem. What you'll probably find is just in the gaming community in general, perhaps there are just more males naturally, because it, for whatever reason, attracts more males, right? And then that manifests into what you see over at this end. Or maybe it's because, for whatever reasons, people tend to watch male gamers more than they do female gamers. Now, you can't tell people what to watch, really, can you? That just happens. To flip the coin, to try and give some even perspective here, like makeup and tutorial channels for makeup and all that sort of stuff is largely watched by girls and women, right? I might be wrong, you could correct me on it, but I'm going to guess statistically, if you were to look into the analytics of those channels, you're going to probably find it's more women than men watching. If you go look at the statistics for my channel, and I'll tell you what mine are, it's 10% female and 90% male. So, in my mind, it's about equality of opportunity, which is, let's make sure that anyone who wants to pursue what they want to do is allowed to and doesn't get prejudged or, you know, there's no prejudice about, oh, they shouldn't because they are this. It should be about who they are as a person, right? So, yeah. Does that make sense? I'm going to read chat now. 10% gang repping. That's great. But yeah, like, whatever the influences are that are going on in the world, they manifest. It means, you know, certain genetic things mean more people do this, more people do that. Like, that then shouldn't be treated as if that's the way it should be. Everybody should be treated as a person who should be able to pursue whatever it is they want to do, you know? And statistically, that will probably manifest still that less people, for whatever reason, end up in one category or another, but it's like, don't put the barrier of entry there, I guess. So here on Hermitcraft, you know, it's never been about that at all. It's never been about, oh, you can't join because you're a girl or anything like that. Now, on the flip side of that, it doesn't mean that we're then going to go and recruit someone just because they are female, right? That's equality of outcome. That's where you're saying the outcome has to be equal, and that's the stuff that I tend not to agree with. I believe in, like, don't put barriers in the way of people pursuing what they want to do, but don't try and force the outcome either. Like, that's... I find that bit kind of weird. Yeah. That's how I feel about all of that. Where did that start? It was someone suggesting that we were racist or something, basically, with their comment that I didn't read out. Right, and I was trying to read noises in the ear, because I'm like 15 minutes behind, as always. That's just how it goes, isn't it? Flight of Heart says, I'm shocked it's only 10%. I'm in that 10%. I thought it would be closer to 30. Women Unite, I guess. Well, it's like the statistics show what people are interested in, right? Like, 10% is actually, like, probably on the higher range. I know when I started, like, years ago, it was definitely less. It was more like 4 or 5, and over time, it's, like, slowly crept up. Which I could probably actually extrapolate that information from YouTube. YouTube's, like, amount of statistics they have on videos, who's watching, how much they've watched for, like, they've tracked so much data. You can pull out really, like, interesting insights into your content from it, and YouTube actually gives you all the tools to do that. You can, like, historically go back and weigh up different, like, whatever it is you want, like views or watch time and stuff, and see how it's shifted and changed over time. It's quite fascinating, and I used to really, like, dive into that stuff a lot, but over time I've just learned that, like, on YouTube, focus on making good quality content and enjoying it, because if you're playing the stats game too much, you might be overlooking the fact that, like, you just got to make good content, really. It's there's a lot of channels out there that are, like, trying to show you how to do YouTube, right? And they're always talking about gaming SEO and looking into your analytics to figure things out. And like, I think half the time people just need to realize, hey, you've got to make good content first of all, right? Just do that first, and like that's the thing. Stat poker is good content. I want to play stat poker. You know, I'm going to win on bats killed. That's one thing I've got up my sleeve. Don't tell anyone about that now. All right, if bats killed come up, I'm going to be like, oh, I never kill the bats. Oh, why would anyone kill a bat? You know. I'll see your blinds. Yeah. All right. Oh, do you know what? Actually, I think I remember killing 1 or 2 bats. Yeah, I'll raise you 50. You know, bleed them slowly. Next round, you're like, okay, I'm going to raise you 200. Poker's fun, man. I love poker. I never play for money, but I always enjoy playing, and that's what I like doing the most. Is when you know you got something good, and you're just trying to walk people into a false sense of security. Like if you come out and you're like, I'm all in, or you know, you put down a big bet, then other people are going to be like, they're probably going to guess something's up, or they think you're bluffing, which. That can go in a multitude of ways, but I like it. I like to sit on a good hand and try and like draw the maximal amount of money out of the other players by not going too big, and like just like you have to like not react. You have to like judge other people's body language and tone, and you're like figuring them out. Like, are you like reluctant, or are you like, okay, no, I think I'll see you there? Because if someone's going to see you and they're like happy to do that, then you might try and raise them again. You know, oh, it's so much fun. Right, let's catch up with these noises in the ear, yeah? Yeah, okay, we'll do that now. Deander has subscribed. Arab Angigigalo. Jeez, I've probably butchered that name. Thank you for your subscription. Pony Hunter with the gifted subs to Coda7, Ellie's Man, Seb Keys, Yami here, Vicar M. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for tuning in. You're now a subscription. You're literally a subscription, thanks to Pony Hunter. Jeez, butchered that one. Angus has subscribed as well. Thank you ever so much. Right. Let's get in the bed. And let's read these noises. Other Fire Angel, thank you for 6 months. Appreciate it. You haven't seen a stream for a long time, but the custom guitar video brought you in. Oh, cool. Well, welcome back to another stream. You mind we craft lives here for 2 months. Slinky, Oddins Dreads, One Step From Insanity, all subscribing. We got Killer Llama 8008 with a donation saying, hi Shishwami, love your stream. My girlfriend and I love watching your videos. Keep it up, your fans down under. Down under in the upside down land. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. And I hope you to continue to enjoy the content. Lazy Llama Gamer, there we go, is here with cheers and bits saying thanks for being such an awesome hermit dude. Love your vids. Thank you so much. We got Red Horter here saying, hey Asuma, how are you doing during this time of isolation? I'm doing good actually. It gets to me a bit on occasions. Here's what I'm trying to get myself to do, and I've been a bit sloppy. Right, I'm trying to look at statistics and numbers about the latest amount of deaths or whatever. Like that immediately just sends your mind to a dark place. Right, there are equally as many stories out there, it seems, about good stuff too. I like hearing about how people are coming together, like the 3D printing community coming together to make masks for people and get them to the healthcare services. I like hearing the positive stories, right? That's what you want to expose yourself to, like the good side of all of this. Like look for the humanity, look for the coming together and the working together. Like that's our strength, and that's good for you to be reminded of the good that humanity does, because in a time of crisis, the best comes out of us. And a lot of the time we get all sucked up into like politics and opinions about left and right and this and that. Okay, and like now's the time for action, and people are doing stuff, and like we're in it together. And so look out for those positive stories about it, right? And do you know what? There's also like not just statistics. There's also stories of people not doing good, right? Being idiots, going into supermarkets and like drinking bottles of juice and shouting Corona and stuff, right? Just remember, like every time you see someone being an idiot, right? There's like a massive amount of people that ain't doing that. There's a lot of people playing the game right. And looking, yeah, or licking public toilets, yep, that as well. But it happens constantly. Like, it's not just in a crisis. There's always people out there doing stupid stuff, and you know, we're all still here on this planet, so clearly the majority of us are doing things the not stupid way, right? I guess is how I like to think about it. This is all like statistical stuff as well that has terminology, and I always forget the terminology, but it's like a known bias of being a human to draw attention to the negative, and negative things can have a habit of consuming your attention and your focus, but you're not putting it into balance with other things that are going on, right? I think this will do. I wanted to fill up all of these, but I know watching me mine gravel is not the most exciting thing, so we shall continue on from this area. I believe we'll see the portal maybe in that direction, so we'll go over there. Manly Astronaut says, as my dad likes to say, we're all the idiot of someone else. Yeah, that's an interesting saying. I think I get it. It's something I often think of is like when people make statements about one another or make judgments or say something. It's like, yeah, and you'll be that to someone else out there, because we all think and see the world quite differently sometimes. Who knows? Availability heuristic, says Dugsby, you know. That sounds like it right there. That sounds like it. Sounds like the one I've heard of. Okay, because that portal is over there, I'm pretty sure we're flying in this direction. And let's just go that way. That's the way we're going. Hey, and now we can see everything. Excuse me. Someone uninteresting says, people buy the Corona beer and then tell everyone they have Corona to freak them out. Yeah, you know, like, when it comes to comedy and humour, I'm always quite lenient on its use. But I think if you do that with a friend, like in the right environment, and you know them, that's all fair game. But I think if you're, in time of crisis, if you're going out into the public and, like, doing that, then it's a bit on the silly side. Here's the thing, though. I always think back to how I used to be when I was younger. Like, when I was younger, like, people doing jokes, like, I don't know, interviewing people on the street and asking them about Corona and, like, coughing and stuff like that. I've heard about some pranksters out there doing stuff like that, right? That would have cracked me up when I was younger. Like, I used to love the show Jackass, and I remember when, I think it was Logan Paul, went to Japan and was like, you know, running around, jumping on cars, throwing Pokeballs at people, and they were all talking about like how disrespectful he was. And I always like to look at a situation and try and think it from a different perspective. And I went, do you know what? What they're doing is a lot like Jackass, and I loved that when I was younger. They would go like Party Boy would go into the shop and like rip off his clothes and start doing the dance with his hands in the air. Like, it was so funny. And you know, I'm not trying to say like this is wrong or right or anything. I just think back to that, how I might change how I look at things now, and yeah, and how like I would have instinctively sort of gone, oh yeah, he's disrespectful, but you know, he's also trying to be funny and make comedy, and respect and comedy and all that kind of stuff. It's all a bit fuzzy. It's all a bit fuzzy grounds, you know. And so I just thought, hey, this actually is like quite similar to something I used to like when I was young. So I don't know, kind of left it there, right? Yeah, but Jackass weren't physically doing stuff to people. If you go back and watch it, you'll find that they did, like, on many occasions do some quite questionable stuff. I know for sure. I remember a lot of that show, and it's just one of those things, like, when you're watching it at the time, it's hilarious, it's funny, and then you go back and watch it, and you're like, oh, like, there's now things in this that I question a little bit. It's like Friends, There's a lot of like homophobic and fat shaming sort of stuff in Friends, and you don't remember that because it was just sort of normal at the time. But then you go back and see it all these years later, and you're like, some of this stuff, like, we've moved on from this, you know, we've got past this. Homophobia was huge in the 90s, says Disturbed Puppy. Yeah, so yeah, you'll probably find more casual homophobia because it was more normalised, right? Whereas we've gotten past that now. So you go back and watch some show from the 90s and you might hear the word fag or something like that thrown around lightly. And now you sort of think, oh, like that's not quite how I remembered it, you know, because you tend to not remember the specifics of what's being said. It's more of like the enjoyment of a good show. And you know, like Friends was a great show, but like it's got parts of it that are clearly kind of behind the curb on how we treat one another these days, you know. Let's look for a white wall. Where's the white wall? I brought a lot of it over here. Why is it now not here? Why is my white wall not here? Is it in here? Am I a silly goose? Did I put it in the wrong place? Oh jeez. Where the white wall at? Where the white wall at? Do you know, I think actually it might be black wall that I was dyeing. So let's grab that stuff. Yeah, that'll be... Right, I'm going to catch up on the noises in the air as well. Bit 10 says that they mostly did pranks amongst themselves. They did. Maybe I'm thinking more of CKY. CKY was definitely... Like, I can remember some real troublemaking stuff they were doing in that. Like, getting into fights with security guards and whatnot. Like, the ones I'm thinking of, I'm thinking actually it's like the CKY crew that were probably pushing in that direction more. Reform Julian, you have missed the death of Clod 2. That's what you've missed. Right, where were we? 22 minutes behind, unbelievable. I'm going to get through all of it now. Jackboy432, thank you for 10 months of support. Emmett OC, thank you for the cheers and bits. Shashwami Void. I love the way Corrales pronounces your name. The way Corrales pronounces everything is amazing. Love you too. Keep being awesome. Thank you for the lovely message, dude. Tyrell Jenkins has subscribed. Molly B. Denny 42 for 3 months. MSOC with cheers and bits again, saying, love the way Corrales pronounces your name. Same message again. Yeah, dude, thank you ever so much. I appreciate the additional cheers and bits there. Just Lol Gamer with a Prime subscription, so thanks a lot for 45 months. My goodness me, it's a long time. Ninja Jeff for 17 months saying, what do you call a baby monkey? A chimp off the old block. Not sure why it's letting me do another message, but I figured I'd take advantage of it. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you ever so much, dude. Appreciate it. Megalex, Professor L, Adele Grace, Ro Van Deer for 2 months, Ask Groddy, Livy Minis. Thank you ever so much for your Prime subscriptions. We have Jerk Rat with a donation saying 10% female is a high percentage on a gaming channel. I know this female YouTuber has like 4% female audience, and that's really odd because you might think female gamers would watch more female YouTubers, but gender clearly has nothing to do with it. I think you'd find that this is what I believe about so much stuff. Is less black and white, and it's more just nuanced and tricky to figure out, right? Like, the gender of the person you're watching is probably always going to be some sort of influence, just based on, you know, like, you being a person and having thoughts and feelings. Like, it's the simple, shallow, the stuff that should sort of be shallow in some ways can sometimes be, which is physical, right? Which is like the like less who you are, more what you're born with side of things will have an influence, but so will the other side of it. So it could be like, it could be that there's a type of gaming content you could make that would appeal to women more than men, but you wouldn't necessarily have to be a woman to make that type of content, right? Like, there are games out there, remember, as well, that appeal to the opposite sex more. Like, if I just, actually, I don't know if that really exists anymore. If I just think back to like when I was a kid, there used to be these like educational games that would come in like blue and pink, and they would clearly be aimed at either gender. And there were definitely like girly games out there, they would call them that. I don't know if that stuff really still exists, because I'm not exactly like following the latest games to come out or anything like that. Are there still like gender directed games out there that are like, whoa, hey, I wasn't trying to do that. Ugh. Up we go again. Barbie games, says Yami Hiri. That's a great example, yeah. So Barbie games are obviously marketed at girls. But yeah, like that would be the point, right? So if you played Barbie games on your channel, then you're probably going to attract the female audience, right? That kind of makes more sense. Right, now what did I come here for? I remember... Oh, it was in my inventory. What? It was in there. Jerkrat, thank you for the donation. We got Average Video Games here at Cheers and Bits saying, hey X, so you didn't show your face on YouTube, but do your IRL friends know you do YouTube, or how many secret identities do you have? I can't tell you how many secret identities I have, that stuff is classified. But my friends know that they do YouTube, but they also haven't seen my face. I know, it's very confusing. I've been keeping up this don't show your face thing for many, many years, you know. Since day one, really. My parents still don't know what I look like. Right, okay, enough with this, the redonkulously silly jokes, okay? They are literally redonkulously silly. Thank you for the cheers and bits, dude. We have Bot007 with a donation. Thank you ever so much, Bot. I appreciate the support. Hope you're enjoying today's stream. We got Leoido with the Prime subscription. We got Bao Mug with the cheers and bits saying, loving life with X. What a lovely message. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate those cheers and bits. We got Master Logic here with a donation. Oh my god, my voice keeps drying up, saying my sister-in-law is a nurse, which is very scary at times like this, when she is in contact with people that have this horrendous virus, and I think some people in this country appreciate the NHS are being stupid when the NHS are risking their lives. Hell yeah, my friend, hell yeah. Can we get a round of applause in chat again for the NHS, for all the health workers out there? Yeah, and I can't express it enough. I've been meaning to do this a bit more in my streams. We've got to take this whole situation real seriously. If you can isolate as much as you can. We're going to make a difference by doing this. And as you pointed out, people on the front lines out there have to be in contact with this virus constantly. And there are some tragic stories of people who work in the NHS dying, people coming out of retirement and dying, and like, it's up to us to do the best we can for them, because they're putting their lives on the line. Is basically the reality. One thing I really want to know though is what happens if you get it and get over it? Are you then able to carry it, or can you not carry it, like, because your body will just kill it if it comes in your system? I'm pretty sure that's how it works for most flu and stuff, right? Like, once your immune system gets over it, then you're not passing it on to other people. Because by isolating, like, the people who do get it, if they're not overwhelmed by it, and then over time we'll have more and more people that have built up immunity to it, is essentially how I think it's going to work, but I could be wrong. But yeah, peeps, from me to you, please take it very seriously. I'm taking it seriously. You know, I go to the shops with my my little face mask and gloves on and sanitizing my hands, and then, you know, for the rest of the time I'm here indoors. When I go out, I keep away from other people. You know, we've all got to do it. Oh, I've got to get rid of the torches. And that's the most important thing, peeps, to get rid of the torches. Okay, no, clearly not. Spark says, boys play the Barbie games is backwards. I don't know what you mean by that message, but just going back to what we said a moment ago, like if a boy wants to play a Barbie dress-up game, there ain't anything wrong with that. Like, we should be individuals free to pursue whatever it is that interests us. the fact that those games exist in a way that they are targeted at genders, like that is a whole big discussion, and one, like I think I'm all for gender neutrality in terms of like not trying to force norms into kids and trying to give them more of a choice and more of a neutral interaction in the world. Because it's one of those weird things. Whereas, is it like, oh, do boys just actually genetically want to play cows? Want to play? Do they want to play cowboys and Indians genetically, or is that like, what's the whole thing called when you don't know whether it's? Oh God, I'm really struggling to express this. Like, is it like saying, is it the chicken or the egg? Not nature and nurture. It's not that one actually. Well, maybe it is. Like, is it that we push cowboys and Indians onto kids? I mean, you know, like speaking kind of. You know what I mean? Like, do we push that onto kids by creating toys that are marketed just for boys? Or do they just gravitate it? So then, like, which one comes first? You know? Is it genetic or is it... Yeah, maybe it is nature or nurture, right? Is the right way to express it. I don't know. I imagine it's a mix of both, but I think just presenting things more neutrally just seems to be smart, because then you're not trying to push it one way or the other. You're just letting it be neutral, and that, I don't know, that just seems to resonate better. Anyway, wasn't I supposed to be catching up with all the noises in the ear? Also, I think the way I did this, I want every floor to be identical, right? But kind of looks like that would be that over here. What's going on this side though? Yeah. Oh, actually, I need my camera account right now so I can figure it out. I'm gonna go grab my camera account because there's weird stuff going on at the edge. Right, let's catch up with these noises in the air. Raspberry is here with a donation saying quarantined and laid off. Thank you for keeping everyone busy. Well, thank you ever so much for your donation. I will say, in times of being laid off, you know, if you need your money, don't be sending it my way. Because yeah, a lot of people are facing uncertainty of when they're going to be working again. So if you perhaps want to reconsider that, feel free to retract it on PayPal if you wish to do so. But if not, thank you ever so much. I appreciate it. Thank you either way. Yeah, I appreciate the gesture. KRZ is here with a Prime subscription, so is BCOP13 and 19828. We also got Mr. SagB with a donation saying keep up the good work. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Right, now I'm going to get my camera account on here, and I'm going to have a little looky and figure it out. I didn't quite catch the name, but I saw a message in chat saying, "What is your prowess of memes?" I am not into memes. I'm just going to be frank. When I got into memes back in the day, they were very different. They were like images with text at the top and the bottom, and I don't find a lot of memes that funny, to be frank. Okay, so I'm looking at my camera account. I can kind of see what I did. Yeah. Right. So over on this end, we leave this as is, and this comes up to the next floor. Okay, then I'm guessing something similar happens on the opposite end. Yeah, it does. Something very similar happens over there. Alright, let's go up there. And let me double check, actually. Yep, so if I can just remember that as a sort of rule of thumb, it's like on the inside, these bits just go up. I don't know why I did it that way, but that's the way I did it. And before we get too into that, let's bring this out. That's all correct, and then we've got the one gap again. Ah, look. But that bit's wrong. Cool. Very cool. We're getting near the top of this. Oh Oh man, this looks so cool on the camera account. I'm gonna leave it logged in, minimize it. Oh jeez, I minimized the wrong one. Oh, almost don't walk off the edge. Don't walk off the edge. Right, and where are we at? Where are we at? I need to scroll upwards. We're getting there. Oh my god, we've had a sub bomb. Opunter1 has subscribed with Amazon Prime. So has I Am British Give Me Tea. I love that username. That username makes 100% sense. Also, in these times of people buying more than they need from the shops, only in Britain would you find empty tea shelves. NS123, Liam Craft 121, Daexio 32, J the Ghost of 1827, T-Nex, Zorky, D-Meds 1, 8erg, Crazy Overlord Games, and Paydis. You're all now subscribers thanks to a Raspberry Beb. Thank you ever so much for supporting our community. Appreciate it. Master Logic here with a donation saying, when you get it and survive it, your body produces antibodies that give you some immunity to the virus, but not fully. And the WHO doesn't know yet how long that immunity lasts for, but you get it over, then they are saying theoretically you can't carry it. Cool. Yeah. And if you just take the fact that there is uncertainty put into that statement, that sounds very kind of like accurate. Well, that sounds very reasonable. It should be the right word to use there. Right, drinking lots of water here, trying to keep... My voice keeps getting dry, which is weird, and then that leads to coughing, but keep on top of it with some water. Master Logic, thank you ever so much for the info there. Delta Tech is here with Cheers and Bits. The Cheers and the Biddies. I'm clicking on other windows on my screen, by the way. Cheers and the Biddies, saying, I can't isolate due to the fact I work in logistics and supply with the NHS with equipment. Dude, you're doing a stellar job, man. On the front lines. What's the term they've been using? Key workers. I really feel like that's like a very unglamorous sounding way of referring, but like I said the other day in my stream, like we should be appreciating one another and all we do to keep the wheels of society going and our economy like more. But it's in times of crisis that generally we then take the moment to appreciate one another's contributions. I just wish we could do it more often, you know, but yeah, thank you for all you do. I also really like the concept of logistics. I love playing a good game with some logistics in it, like Factorio. You know, the management of supply and demand and flows of things. That stuff fascinates me. I imagine I'd probably find your job like rather interesting. Right, now at the top of this area, we are going to. Now that would go like that. I think we're going to leave that gap. We're going to put like some white concrete up around the top area here. Okay, I did that room down there properly. Let's go and put these in. This is to stop mob spawning, by the way, so we don't make an accidental mob spawner here. Have you played D&D? Says Crystal Star. If you mean Dungeons and Dragons, I have not. I've never really been to. Never found it that appealing. Satisfactory, yeah, that was another one. That was one of those games I can't help but feel I would have enjoyed more if they hadn't released it so early. So many of these games getting released early, it's like it's all this hype, and then you see like a portion of the game, and then you get a feel for it, and you get a bit burned out on it, and then you don't want to come back because they're just doing it like, just like sort of leaking little updates at a time, and yeah, quite a few games like that. What was the other one? Astroneer, that was fantastic. That game had very little content in it, and yet it was really fun. But now I just feel like, I played that. I don't feel like going back. It's weird. Maybe it's just me. It probably is. I'm describing my own experience. Let me make that clear. That's how I am with games. Jeez. Okay. Delanus is here with Cheers and Bits, saying it's been confirmed that previous people who had corona and survived are testing positive for it again, but how severe, if at all, it will affect that person is unknown at the moment. That is concerning, because wouldn't that mean that you could then pass it on again? Well, one thing I've been hearing a lot is that apparently the scientific community are doing a fantastic job of sharing information on all that's going on. That is really, really good news. The sharing of data will allow lots of people to put eyeballs on it and figure out what's going on. And you know, the more we learn, the better we'll be equipped to fight it. But yeah, this is why the lockdown might not be a short-term thing, and why it's important that you learn to adapt and get used to this. I think because we could be in it for a long run. You know, we might have to wait on the vaccine. Who knows? But yeah. Well, Tim Olino says, well, of course, if the virus enters your body again, you test positive. You shouldn't become sick, though, as your body immediately starts fighting it. Well, maybe. I mean, are these like intuitions that people are sharing, or statements from scientists? Like, I get what you're saying sort of makes sense, but it's probably best to really get that from someone in the know. Not suggesting you're not in the know. You might actually be a scientist trying to educate me right now, but it's one of those moments where I think, maybe it's better to not talk about it too much. Right, anyway, so over here we have some redesigning to do on a couple of floors, and then this comes all the way across, and then we'll probably bring this across so it covers all of this stuff up here. Love this song. There's such playfulness in this music. It looks like I actually finished redoing all of this. Let's go down a little bit lower. I'm trying to remember the design, you see. Oh no, maybe not. So it comes up to there. Yeah, so actually it's supposed to come out by one block and then go up. So this hasn't been done at all. So good thing I double checked, right? Oh, I can use my camera account as well, actually, here. Yep, I'm getting it right now. I'm getting it right. Okay, I think I might put this on the screen for all of y'all. Oh, actually, this is probably going to be a pain in the bum, isn't it? Okay, it's time for me to be a pain in the bum to myself. Yeah, and Peeps, I see a lot of people sharing opinions on like testing positive and not for Corona. Let's move on from that. I'll make it abundantly clear. I don't really know a lot about this at all, and taking, you know, this person or that person, what they say in chat, probably not going to lead us anywhere productive. Right, I need to, oh god, what do I need to do? That in there, save that, then it's going to show me the stream. Okay, I got the stream. Now if I go into here, oh, isn't this this should be a thing, but it's not. Oh, that's annoying. Well, okay, it's that one there, so click that. Move this around, what's going on? Maybe drag that there. No? What's going on? Move there. There, right. Now, come on. Hey! Oi! Clicking on you. What's going on? What is that about? Okay. Now it should work. Yeah, there we go. Ah, magic. Just magic. Okay, now I need to go back and switch it all around again. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, so. Up here we'll have that. You can see that. I can't. You know. Right, Marilyn Miner is here for 48 months. Incredible. Saying stay safe and keep playing Minecraft. Yes. Stay indoors and play computer games, kids. Alright? There's not many times in your life that the adults will be telling you to do that, but for the love of God, stay inside and play computer games. Oh. Alright. I hope this looks good with the extra screen on there. Oh, Soylent, talking about using folding at home. I've been trying to use that, but I can't use it with my graphics card for some reason. And I really would like to start like Team Hermitcraft or Team Asuma and like help with that. If you want to drop me an email about it, like, well, I need someone who knows how to fix my problem, and I don't know what it is, but for some reason it just won't use my graphics card. So I didn't even get a chance to get started. But I got folding at home on my computer, and I would love to help with the folding of proteins, because it's doing research for Corona, and it will help us, even if only in a tiny little way. It's a simple thing to do. Right, we got Disc Fan here with a Prime subscription. Big McLarge, Huge McScrooge has subscribed Bra Gubs, Nibor Gaming, and The Butter Gamer have all subscribed. We've also got Recon00 subscribing, and CG Benividis88. And also Annabelle the Paladin here with Cheers and Bits saying, later today a few people in my neighbourhood are getting together for a social hour, always staying more than 6 feet apart and just chatting for a while. Do you think this is a bad idea? I think it sounds like something that could be done right, but probably shouldn't because it'll end up getting done wrong. I imagine people's intentions are good. They want to socialise. I mean, who could blame them? People are struggling. Like, I'm someone who doesn't need a lot of socialisation like that. Like, I can get by without. I'll be all right. But I know other people are far more extroverted, so I can understand the need for it, and I think it will probably be something that starts good and goes bad. Like, it won't be long before people are getting too close and it becomes questionable. So if I were you, I'd maybe just, I don't know, like, it's your choice if you want to participate or not. But the thing is, by not participating, that's sort of a good thing, but it's probably not going to change the minds of those who are participating. But yeah, I don't know, let me know how it goes. Like, when our next stream, if you're around, or send me an email, like, what happens? I reckon it will start off as a good idea, and then too many people will turn up, and it'll end up being, you know, people that get too close to one another and all that. Master Logic here with another donation saying, if you're interested, maybe check out this on your free time. It's by a doctor. It's explaining what happens if you get it or a virus twice. Dude, there's like no link with that or anything. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have a little search later probably when I'm curious what happens if you get a virus twice. I'll look it up. I'll try and figure it out when I get some time. I see someone in chat saying that viruses don't know how far 6 feet is, and that if you cough and the wind can take it further than 6 feet. Yeah, I've seen lots of different bits of information about how close or far away you should be from other people, and it does vary quite a lot what people are saying. So that's, you know, that's something to consider, is that there might not really be a consensus on it. Now, based on how this design works, I think our next step is to simply we'll do that there. I think it's just to build it out from this point. I don't think there's going to be a problem with leaving a one high gap. Like, nothing's really actually going to turn up in there. So I think now what we're going to do is fill in this all the way across. So we'll start with where the furthest we can reach to is. According's STV says, I wonder how anti-vaxxers are doing right now. I've seen a couple of things shared. I haven't really like dove too deep into what's going on here and there, what people are saying. I saw a couple of things shared where people were kind of like finding a way to turn current events in their favour. Let's hope it'll be a learning curve, right? There was an anti-vax movement back when vaccines first came out as well, right? The deal with vaccination is that we don't live in the time where all of those horrors were present, and all of the death and suffering that they've prevented is now just the norm, you know? It's the same with a lot of things. You don't walk around seeing what isn't there, right? And what you don't like know unless you study history and learn about the past is that there used to be a lot of death and suffering. People used to die a lot, which is why families used to have a lot of kids. There was a lot of infant mortality. And globally, over time, that trend has travelled downwards thanks to the miracles of technology and science. So we don't see those things quite as vividly, and as they go away from our minds, it allows these ideas of, you know, anti-vaccination movements to grow, because, you know, they don't know what it was like before there were vaccinations. But even when we did have vaccinations, there was, or sorry, when we first got them, when those things were relevant, there were actually anti-vax movements way back when vaccinations were first introduced, you know. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it, says Big Ben. Yeah, that's a good one. Master Logic, thank you for another donation, and thank you for the link there. I will just grab that and put that onto the document for after the stream. Appreciate it. Thank you again. And got it. Boom. Dead Man himself has subscribed to Amazon Prime. Thank you, Dead Man. I appreciate it. And we're all caught up on the noises of the ear. At last, now I can read chat. We've only been streaming for 2 hours. I don't actually know how long we've been streaming for. I can't see it because I've got the camera account open. Right, so I believe this now comes across here. Glorious. And now we're going to fill in all of that ceiling. Let's go and adjust this to like a different view now. Oh, it's going to get interesting when we get over to the other side of the room because I don't really have a plan for all of that. Looking at this, I'm probably going to... Let's see. We'll come to about here. Oh, I might... I wonder if I can... Right, we've got concrete powder up there. I could change... Yeah. Let's come back to it when we're close to it. Let's just place the blocks, you know. Let's go place some blocks. And I think actually... I think I might not do that. That's going to be really tricky. I think I'm going to focus on this area next. Okay, that'll be a little more simple. Okay, so down we go. Zombie Lover 001, thank you ever so much for your Amazon Prime subscription. I appreciate that. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hey X, how are you planning on lighting everything up? Oh, everything that needs to be lit is lit at this point in time, I believe. Okay, so when do I want to take the scaffolding down? That is a good question. But now we'll just we'll work with what we got, right? So I think that goes all the way to there, and then we create a nice sequence of the shapes sort of coming together properly. Undead Pie says no more politics, current events, please. I kind of want to escape that stuff. I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying it. I'll talk about what I want to talk about on my streams. It is not mandatory to watch, but I can understand that. But I kind of want to talk about what I want to talk about, right? Act as if you know nothing, even if you know everything, says Finoton. That's a kind of quote I like. Putting your ignorance forth. I'm all about my own ignorance. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I might not really know what I think I'm talking about. Ryan, who says a virus isn't really political. Well, it can be politicised though, which I've seen it. That's one thing I'm really not about. Politicising what's currently going on. It's a time for sticking together and working together, in my opinion. Not for making the current events about this, who's doing this, who's doing that, and pointing the finger and blame. It's like, hey, the situation's here, it's happening. Let's work together and get over it with what we got. Pause the stream, I'm getting chips, says Desperate Parent. It's not a time to stick together, social distancing, says Cubez. Brilliant. Yeah, it's a time for sticking together by staying apart. It makes perfect sense. Ugh. This is a Minecraft stream, not politics stream, says Azerty King. You can assert whatever ideas you think this stream is about it, but it will essentially be my stream where I talk about the things I want to talk about, right? Okay, so I will reach over here and place those ones, and then they will get uncomfortably close to the area where I'm not sure what we're doing. That's where they'll get to. Slick Willie 01 has subscribed to Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. T Cookies Def says that this... I didn't quite get to read all of your message. This situation shows off that people who know less tend to talk more about it. I I'm not sure that's the correct application of that theory. I can't quite remember. I've read about that one before because I read all sorts of books about stuff like that, right? Audiobooks or documentaries or whatever, you know. Because there's a whole mix. There's a whole mix of like that there are some people out there that when they don't know about stuff, they are quite reserved on it. I won't name names, but like I've noticed people that I interact with who can be very opinionated when they kind of quite clearly actually don't know a lot about what they've got an opinion on, and sometimes the other way. But I know some people that I've realised, hey, this person like doesn't talk about this stuff because they know they don't know about it, right? There's all like varieties and different shades of how people talk about what's going on. So I wouldn't paint it with such a broad brush, I guess, is what I would say. Like, there's certainly probably some people being loud, acting as if they know what they're talking about. There's probably loads of people out there that don't know too much and don't say too much either, you know. Dunning Cougar. That's the one. Dunning Cougar is the one. Yeah, okay. People with a low ability overestimate their own ability. See, that's not quite the same thing, I think, as what we were talking about. But yeah, that's a commonly observed thing sometimes. But again, it seems a bit weird, like, because I can think about stuff that I know I'm not good at, but I'm not going to overestimate my ability. Like, if it's an effect, when does that effect come into play, I guess? Maybe I haven't remembered what I learned about that very well, you know? That could clearly be a thing. Like it's called edutainment, and it literally is for me. Like, I'm being entertained. I'm not entirely being educated because I don't retain that information very well. Okay, I think that looks. Let's get the camera count here. I think this looks really good. I think I might light some of it up, even though it doesn't need to be. This side over here actually looks a little bit kind of wonky with the way the white concrete goes there. Now, is it essential that it's laid out like that? It kind of is. How could I make it look more like the other side? It kind of already is, but you just don't really see it as much. So I think what we need is lights on the corner here. But then everywhere else is spawn proof, I think. Except I missed a bit there. So we've got to get that bit, and then it's all spawn proof. So... Right, well, we're getting there. It's a bit annoying that this... Maybe I could... Let's do an experiment, right? Let's grab some Oh, do you know what? I'm going to have to take this down at some point, so I'll take it down now. And then we'll go to the experiment. There's so many things. Ugh. Mega75 has subscribed with Amazon Prime. Blaster Worm has resubscribed. Bowshaw J has subscribed with Amazon Prime. And Golly G TV. 2 months saying, do you like the album Planetasia by Mort Garrison? Seems up your album. Seems up your album. Seems up your alley. I have not heard of it. Or Mort. So, yeah. That's it really, isn't it? I haven't heard of it. I haven't heard of it, so I don't know. Ever feel nostalgic to when scaffolding didn't exist as Coda? Nah. I like scaffolding. So much has been added into this game. It's crazy. I had a question in one of the other streams about like being nostalgic for older versions or wanting to play one. I've never wanted to really go back and play an older version of Minecraft. For the most part, what they've added goes in the right direction, in my opinion. Making the game easier to play is often what each update does, you know? Like mending. Oh my god, how did we play this game before mending? We used to mine to diamonds to make tools after they broke. Like that. It seems like madness now. You know? There are known knowns and known unknowns, but also unknown unknowns. Dummies can't grasp them last two parts. Yeah. It's a bit mean, that statement. Just preemptively call someone a dummy for not knowing the difference between an unknown and an unknown unknown. I'm trying to think of an example, like... it's just, if you probably take like any slice of knowledge, maybe something that relates to like space and the cosmos, you can probably see how before we had an established science of what's going on out there, then you wouldn't even, oh god, how do you describe it? I don't know how to describe that, basically. But I know that I don't know. It's not exactly. It's not like I don't know that I don't know how to describe it. I know that I don't know how to describe it. Jeez. Apparently I missed a block. Really? Why did I miss that block? Yeesh. Right, so we got to go and put some blocks around the corner up there and then over there. Yeah. Okay, let's go start putting in some scaffolding. It looks like I might be slightly in the wrong spot, but that's fine. I think the correct term is uninformed, says DDWG. Yeah, uninformed. That's far friendlier. Yo guys, it's Corrales. No, that didn't even sound like Corrales. That's what he used to say in his older videos, though. I'm pretty sure they used to open up with "Yo guys, it's Corrales." Now it's bum ba-dum bum. And all that. Right, that probably don't look so good. Our mob's gonna spawn there. I just don't want to put like a little light source right here. I just think it'd look naff. And we got light. Oh, they would spawn there. Jeez, they would spawn there. I do have some carpet that we could put down. Maybe we'll just go for putting lights on the edge here then. I just think it'd look a bit weird, like it's symmetrical there and then you got this up here. Oh yeah, look, I did miss a block. I missed a block. Well, we're doing it that way then. Where is it? Just there? Okay, I need lights. Camera action. View your base to a mushroom biome, says Soft Dragon. Yeah, let's just move the jungle. Let's just, you know, put the series on hold for a couple of years and move it over there. Why not? Eh? There's nothing wrong with doing that. What are you talking about? That's not a silly idea. That's a fantastic idea. No, it won't take forever. We'll finish it by the end of the stream. Jeez Louise. Okay, where be the rods that emit the light? Where are those light rods at? Not a lightsaber, that's not what I'm talking about, jeez. Actually, where are they, like? They are, like, legitimately not in sight. Which is concerning. And I do not believe I have blaze rods. Oh, where are they? Does anyone sell end rods? You know, Mr. Self-Sufficient here. Not going to buy anything from anyone else, am I? Looks like I don't have any. That's weird, because I'm sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did. At one point or another. Where are we at the noises in the air? Wooly2332, subscribe Amazon Prime. Byla Terry. Why does that say Tyler Berry in my head? I don't know. Sounds right. Natus, all subscribe to Amazon Prime. Thank you ever so much, peeps. I appreciate it. Someone said black carpet. Oh, what? Are they next to the black carpet? Let me just go and quickly fix the second camera account. I'm going to get rid of that now. Oh, I'm going to have to go on an adventure to get some end rods. Look, we've got a couple of things to tidy up here, peeps, but I'm actually going to wrap my live stream up right here for today. I know it's a little bit shorter than usual, but just a bit wary of the voice, really. We'll get back to the full 2 hours real soon. Let's go see who else be streaming on the twitch.tv. It's Full Symmetry, gonna raid False again. Apparently she's starting in 1 second, so kicking it off with a raid, pretty good idea, right? Peeps, be sure to hit the follow button before you head out of here. Be sure to hit the raid button in chat as well. And more Hermitcraft action is coming your way with full symmetry. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate all your support ever so much. Stay safe, stay at home, and I'll see you all soon.